Hi there. I'm going to give you an introduction to Boomi Companion, but let's first set the table with some context. Boomi's low-code drag-and-drop experience has made the platform easy to use, easy to adopt, and fast for building integrations. And that has been the case for 20 years. That experience has always lived in the browser, clicking, dragging, and configuring components on a canvas. With the rise of AI-assisted development tools, there is now a new path to accelerate development on the Boomi platform. What is Boomi Companion? That path leverages a technology called agent skills, an open standard that gives AI agents domain-specific capabilities, including knowledge and tools. This lets us reach business outcomes faster than ever before. Boomi Companion is simply another doorway into the Boomi platform's design time experience. It does not replace the low-code canvas. It adds a parallel path for AI agents to design, build, modify, and run integrations using natural language. Different personas can now choose their door. Builders can stay in the canvas they know and love, or those working in Claude Code or similar tools can build from there. Boomi Companion is one of Boomi's open-source developer offerings built on agent skills. It includes 3 core components: domain-specific knowledge, capabilities, best practices, design patterns, and more about the Boomi platform. Tools and scripts for communicating with the Boomi platform API. Instructions that the agent needs to put that knowledge into action. Building a process in Claude Code. Here's my Claude Code console, where I can now use natural language to design, ask questions, or build in the Boomi platform directly from Claude Code. Let's start with a simple prompt. Build me a Boomi process that maps employee data from XML to JSON. Through natural language, we are now interacting with the Boomi platform. Notice the first thing that loads. It says, successfully loaded our Boomi integration skill, which is part of Boomi Companion. Boomi Companion is a suite of agent skills that provide different capabilities against the platform. From Claude Code, I can grant permission to load the necessary tools and knowledge to securely build against the Boomi platform, and not just build. We can troubleshoot existing processes, modify them, or analyze other assets within the platform. A key capability here is what we call giving AI a mirror. As Boomi Companion designs and builds against the platform, it doesn't just plan what it will build. It deploys and executes against a test environment, then checks the output. This lets Boomi Companion verify what it has built. If something doesn't match expectations, it will iterate autonomously. Correct, fix, redeploy, and retest to ensure the business outcome you asked for is what comes out the other end. This is how we close the gap between design, build, and output, and allow Boomi Companion to autonomously resolve issues and get you to your business outcome faster. Boomi Companion has now deployed and tested the process. It pushed the process and all its components into the Boomi platform, ran a test against my test environment, and has organized and cleaned up the canvas layout as well. The results show an overview of everything designed, the components created, and recommended next steps. Here is the Boomi integration process that Boomi Companion designed, built, and tested. We can see that it mocked sample employee XML data, built a map component, and handled all field mapping automatically, arranged and organized the canvas. If additional mapping functions were needed, we could have given those instructions to Boomi Companion, and it would have handled that too. This is how we accelerate time to value on the platform. This is a simple use case, but Boomi Companion can handle far more complex scenarios. Feed it detailed requirements documents, proof of concept builds, or other assets to prototype faster. Now that the technical solution is built, we also need to communicate it to business users or executive sponsors. We can do that by generating documentation. Generate documentation for this process. I need to show this to my CIO. Boomi Companion, along with Claude Code, can generate business-focused documentation from the technical solution that was built. Here's the documentation produced. It includes an executive summary, business context, process flow, reference architecture, step-by-step behavior, field mapping details. This could be customized to match a partner's or customer's branding guidelines. Multilingual documentation. What makes this even more powerful is the ability to generate documentation in any language. That looks great. Can you also generate this documentation in Thai? Boomi Companion leverages its multilingual capabilities to produce documentation in whatever language you need. Here is the same documentation now in Thai. This capability closes the gap between a technical solution and a business-level understanding in whatever language your audience speaks. It builds trust with every persona you are presenting to, letting them see and understand what Boomi is doing in their own native language. And that is how we build trust in everything we do. That has been Boomi Companion. Thank you for your time. For more details, visit developer.boomi.com.